the eliminating, Suradvisham, those who are against the will of the Lord. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravindra Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, in the guise of all devouring time, Kala Rupa, has now descended on the earth to eliminate the envious from the world. Purport. There are two classes of human beings, namely the envious and the obedient. Since the Supreme Lord is one and the Father of all beings, the envious living beings are also His sons, but they are known as the Asuras. But the living entities who are obedient to the Supreme Father are called as Devatas or demigods, because they are not contaminated by the material conception of life. Not only are the Asuras envious of the Lord in even denying the existence of the Lord, but they are also envious of all other living beings. The predominance of Asuras in the world is occasionally rectified by the Lord when He eliminates them from the world and establishes a rule of Devatas, like the Pandavas. His designation as Kala in disguise is significant. He is not at all dangerous, and He is a transcendental form of eternity, knowledge and bliss. For the devotees, His factual form is disclosed, and for the non-devotees, He appears like the Kala Rupa, which is the causal form. This causal form of the Lord is not at all pleasing to the Asuras, and therefore they think of the Lord as formless. In order to feel secure, they will not be vanquished by the Lord. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayagrupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tapadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamsya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Soyam Adya Maharaja Bhagavan Bhuta Bhavanaha Kalan Rupo Vatirnosyam Abhavaya Suradvisham. Hare Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, in the guise of all devouring time, Kala Rupa, has now descended on the earth to eliminate the envious from the world. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So the Lord has appeared as the all-devouring time. So time and tide waits for no man. So no matter how much ever, time is the most important factor of life. So what is the gift we are awarded with this human form of life? What is the most valuable gift? Body is given, the gift is there. But apart from the gift, what is the most valuable thing? The time. So everybody is awarded with time. So what are we supposed to do with this time? So are we supposed to utilize this time just to take care of this body, which is going to which is going to die anyway, you are going to lose it anyway. So therefore you have to understand what is the most important thing in life. So what is that we are supposed to care for within the body? So we all know this, we are all spirit souls, part and parcel of Krishna, and this house is the residence of the spirit soul. So are we supposed to just take care of the residence or the person who is residing in this the body, which is ultimately the gift of the Lord? So what are we actually supposed to take care of? So with this valuable time, are we supposed to care for the body, take care of the necessities of the body, or are we supposed to take care of the spirit soul within the body?
We have to utilize our body as a medium to reach to the
Yeah. To reach the supreme destination, the body should be used as a means, and we should know that this body is a. Then you are supposed to know what is this body meant for, what is it made for. So, and what is this purpose of this body? So, therefore, taking care of the soul within the body, so taking care of the necessities of the body, the needs of the body, the needs of the spirit soul within the body is the most important factor for all of us. Okay, so to illustrate this point, so there are many transcendentalists who are trying to take this path to understand that we are not this body, we are the spirit soul, and we are meant to elevate the spirit soul, elevate the consciousness. So we know that we are all spirit souls, but our consciousness is very, very low. So how are we going to elevate this consciousness within the body? So I'm going to tell you a story, and I'm going to ask you questions also after this. So carefully listen to this story. A father had 5 sons. So he was a very big industrialist, had a lot of property, wealth. So the 5th son, so he was a very wealthy man, a very palatial bungalow. So all the sons, family, everybody was residing in that bungalow. So this 5th son, he would come to the house, wherever he used to find some money, some wealth, he used to take it, go and spend it on his filthy habits of smoking, drinking. So and again, when the money was exhausted, he would come again, steal something and go. So this was about the 5th son. Then he had his 4th son. The 4th son was an obedient fellow. So he used to come to the father. So he used to periodically meet him once in 2 months or 3 months. Father, I want this, I want that, I want to pay my college fees, I want a bike, so I want a car, so I want a new set of clothes. So the father, we would happily give him. So then there was the 3rd son. So 3rd son was interested moving with the father. So father used to move in the car to have meetings. So in the company he used to meet. He would have his business meetings. So he would also accompany his father along with him. So then he would tell his father, Father, I would also like to, so you have so many industries, so I would also like to take care of 1 or 2 of them. You also give me some signing authority to sign checks and things like that. So then he had the 2nd son. The 2nd son was a very cunning fellow. So this fellow, at least he would travel with the father to know the business and everything. But the 2nd fellow was very cunning. He used to go, after the father would have the meetings, he would go meet the directors. So, and he would go talk to them. He would want to know what is the bank balance. So who is the director of which company. So where are the signing authorities, where are the accounts of the father. So finally he was planning to take away the position of the father. And the first son, he was a very obedient fellow. Very obedient son. So he used to just assist the father in whatever he was looking for. So he used to take care of the needs of the father and also take care of the other brothers also, take care of their needs. And also he would not demand anything from the father. So, and even if we had a demand, it was for his brothers and things like that. He was a very obedient person. So, and his expectations were also not much from the father. So whatever the father gave him, he was satisfied with that. So all these 5 different sons the father had. So then, now my question to all of you is, so who are these 5 sons? We are all. So it is a comparison of, it's an allegory. So it's a comparison to the living entities of this material world. So who is the father compared to? Who is the father here? Krishna. Krishna. So who is the 5th son? Who is the 5th son here? Huh? Asura, atheist. So atheists, they feel that this material world is meant for my enjoyment. So this material world has come by chance. Everything is meant for my sense gratification. I can pick up anything here. I can enjoy anything of this material world. He is an atheist. So who is the 4th son? Who is the 4th son? The 4th son would come, if he wanted anything from the father, he would come to the father. Father, I want that, I want this. Artho, Artharth. So he is a pious materialist. Pious materialists are people, so if they want something, they would come and approach the Lord. My Lord, I want this. Can you please sanction me? So I want a job. My son is not getting married. I need to find a daughter-in-law for my son. So my daughter has to get married. So whatever demands they have, they come and approach the Lord. And who was the 3rd son here? Who was the 3rd son? So what was the 3rd son doing? So he was accompanying the father. He would go wherever the father would go, he would attend the meetings. And he was also asking father, I would also like to take care of 1 or 2 industries. Who is that son? Huh? So they are the yogis. Yogis. So yogis have the desire to control things. So just like Vishwamitra was a great yogi. So to the extent he created his own planet. So the Lord is controlling the entire universe with different planetary systems. I will also control certain things. I will also create, I will also control. So the yogis have this desire to control and possess and create things. So God is also creating, let me also create. So God is also controlling, let me also control. So they want to control. So they are the 3rd class of transcendentalists, they are the yogis. And who is the 2nd son? Mayavadis. So what the 2nd son was doing? He is investigating everything. Finally he wants to take the position of the father. So you worship Narayana and you become Narayana. So that is their concept. Okay? You worship Narayana to take the position of Narayana. So they are the Mayavadis who say that you are God. Only thing you are not realizing that you are God. So they are the Mayavadis. So they are the 2nd class of transcendentalists who are Mayavadis who want to take the position of God. And who was the 1st son? The 1st son is the devotee of the Lord. What did devotees do? So they are satisfied with whatever Krishna has given. See, the first quality of a devotee is that he is satisfied. So satisfaction is the first symptom of a devotee. So Krishna, whatever position Krishna has given us, whatever situation Krishna has given us, a devotee is satisfied with that position. And he wants to serve the Lord from that position. So no demands. So he was just satisfied with whatever Krishna had given. So he was just satisfied with serving the Lord. He was looking for various opportunities to serve the Lord. So therefore, the father finally came to an agreement. So you are my most obedient son. So all the property belongs to you. So he wrote a will because you are so responsible that not only you can take care of yourself, you can also take care of all your brothers. I know that you will do justice to all your brothers. So finally he wrote the property in the name of the first son so that He will do justice to everybody. He was a very obedient son. So finally, actually the entire world is meant for the devotees of the Lord. So they are meant to utilize it in the service of the Lord. So because a devotee knows that his position in relationship to the Lord, in relationship to this material world, and in relationship with the Supreme Lord. What is the position of the Jiva with the Supreme Lord is known to the devotee. So devotee knows that this world is a hotel or a hospital. Are we staying in a hotel or a hospital? The materialistic kind of people, they think that this place is a hotel. Hotel means it's a place meant for luxury. So, but a devotee knows very well that this material world is a temporary place. Suppose, so one devotee was giving this example. You go on an yatra, you book a hotel. So everything is a crowded place. When you go, especially in Kartik and Vrindavan, so very difficult to get a room. With much difficulty you get a room. You may get a room where you may not have much facilities. So the bathroom door may be slit. When you take bath, all the water may come inside. So then the light is not on, so the fan is not working. Will you take all these things very seriously when you go to a hotel?
Based on the money which you pay.
Huh?
Based on the money which we
Yeah, based on the money, with much difficulty you got a room. You, first and foremost is we are satisfied, at least we got a room. So the second thing is that we are not satisfied with the facilities in the room. But will we take it very seriously is the question. Huh?
We take it very seriously if it is a hotel.
expectation is high.
Expectation is high. But in general sense, I am saying that you are staying for a day or two. Will you take it seriously? No, we won't take it serious because you know that anyway I have to move from here in a day or two. I have to wind up from here in a day or two. Is that true or not? So therefore, we don't take these things very seriously. So similarly, our stay in this material world. So we are all living in this material world. So a devotee knows that this material world is just like a hotel where I have come to stay for a few days here. So I have to just complete my business and go from here. Will you take it very seriously? We don't take it very seriously, right? So similarly, so a devotee of the Lord, so will not take these things very seriously. Toshna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So especially the things of this material, Sitoshna Sukha Dukkeshu Tata Mana Upamanayo. So Sitoshna means contain.
Heat and cold.
So heat and cold. So Krishna gives an example about this in the material world. Matra sparshastu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkada agami payano nityas samsthitikshasva bharata. So a devotee, just like we went to a hotel, we tolerated it for some time. So we tolerated the inconveniences of this hotel. Similarly, so the Supreme Lord Krishna is saying that Sitoshna, this thing, Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya, Sitoshna Sukha Dukkada. So Sitoshna, Prabhupada gives the example of the cooking of a housewife in the summer and taking a cold bath in the winter. So are we supposed to tolerate or are we supposed to take it very seriously? So why we tolerate it just for some time? So therefore we have to understand the nature of this material world, that we have come for a temporary stay here. We are not going to stay permanently here. So therefore, with the relationships also in this material world, so we have to understand, if we have the focus on the real business of life, so we are not going to take these things very seriously. Sitoshna Sukha Dukkha Manapamana. Sukha Dukkha is So pleasing and unpleasing moments of this world. So pleasing and unpleasing moments of this world are also temporary. So then honor and dishonor of this world are also permanent or temporary. So if everything is temporary, should we take it very seriously? So then why we should take spiritual life seriously? Is another question. Should we take it seriously? Hare Krishna. So wonderful answer. Because why we are tolerating all these things is for a higher cause. So we have the goal of spiritual life. We have the goal of going back home, back to Krishna. So therefore all these temporary things of life are not supposed to be taken very seriously. Sitoshna, Sukha Dukkha, Manapama. So therefore there was a king. So I will tell you the story of a king, you will understand this example better. There was a king, and the king, it was the birthday of the king. And all the citizens, important citizens, so they were all giving various gifts to the king. Somebody was offering bouquets, somebody was offering sweet rice, somebody had cooked many different kinds of palatable dishes and vegetables. So they all brought it to the king. So, and finally one person, so he brought a ring. So somebody gave ornament, somebody gave gold, somebody gave golden bangles to the king. So, but one person, he gave a ring, so with a quote on the ring. So what was the quote on the ring? This too will come to pass. This too shall come to pass. So the king liked the gift very much. So what was the learning in that? What was so important in that ring? And that prize was given, that ring was given the first prize. This too shall come to pass. Huh?
So at any point of a time, people will feel that, so by looking at that sentence, when he is in sorrow, okay, because he will be away from sorrow in just a matter of time.
Yeah.
So Matra Prashant
Sukha. So
the other one, when he is in enjoying mood, he will not enjoy more by looking at this.
Yeah.
It is going to be temporary.
Wonderful answer. So this is the enlightenment of the king. It enlightened the king's heart. So he said that this too shall come to pass. So now he is having a happy moment. This moment will also pass. Today he is victorious. So tomorrow he may get defeated. Tomorrow he may lose the battle. Today you are joyful. Tomorrow you may be in sorrow. So everything in this material world is all temporary. So therefore this statement made a lot of relevance to the king. This too shall come to pass. So therefore when we are in a distressful situation in the world, we should not become too worried and too engrossed into it. So that we become too mental about it and people go to the state of getting depressed, getting into depression, becoming too mental about it. So because ultimately we have to understand that all these things, whether happiness or sorrow in this material world, is ultimately temporary. So the happy moments will also pass, the sorrowful moments will also pass. So, but all these things are meant to be tolerated. So, and we also, when we have to tolerate certain things in this world, we also need the strength. Suppose the tolerating capacity of a steel is very, very high. So tolerating capacity of this table, plastic table, is it high or low? So therefore, it all depends on the tolerating capacity of a substance. So how are we going to develop that tolerance? Sitoshna, Sukha Dukkha, Manapama. We are saying that all these things are supposed to be taken on an equal footing. If all these things are supposed to be taken on an equal footing, then are we supposed to have strength or not to tolerate this? When people take it too seriously, when do we take these things very seriously? When a person is weak. When a person is mentally weak, so he takes these things very seriously. So therefore, unless we have the tolerating strength, so we cannot tolerate the disparities of this material world. Sitoshna, Sukha Dukkha, Manapama. So where does this strength come from? So a person should have that inner strength. Unless a person is very strong within, he cannot tolerate this dualities of this material world. Sitoshna, Sukha Dukkha, Mana Pavana. He will not take it very seriously. So where does the strength come from?
By the knowledge.
Yeah. So because of our knowledge, our connection with the Supreme Lord. So Krishna is the source of all strength. So when we have a strong connection with Krishna, when we have the strong connection with the Supreme Lord by the process of devotional service, so then we are not going to take the dualities of this material world very seriously. Sitoshna, Sukha Dukkha, Manapava. So therefore, a person has to understand the nature of this material world. So we have to tolerate the dualities of this material world, and also establish our relationship with this Supreme Lord very strongly. This connection should be very, very strong. So when we take the path of devotional service by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this will reinforce our strength within the heart. Yes, it establishes a strong connection with the Lord within the heart. So therefore, the devotional service in the age of Kali Yuga begins with the chanting of the holy name. So and we have to take the chanting of the holy name very, very seriously. So take the chanting of the holy name, so with all seriousness, take to the path of Krishna consciousness very seriously. So develop that inner strength by connecting ourselves with the Supreme Lord. Our chanting cannot be mechanical. Our chanting should be very, very deep. So if we have to develop that inner strength, chanting should be just superficial or it should be very deep. So unless we develop this deep relationship with the Lord, we cannot tolerate the dualities of this material world. Everything will become very, very fragile. Then people can get very easily disturbed. The Shitoshna, Sukha Dukkha, Mana Pavana of this world will shake you very easily. So then we cannot remain focused in this world. So therefore we have to understand the temporary nature of this world. So and not take the dualities of this world very, very seriously. So but ultimately remain focused. Should we remain focused or not? So just like the rays of the sun. So the rays of the sun, when it is focused through a lens, it can burn the paper, right? Will the convergent rays of the sun help you to burn the paper, or the distracted rays of the sun? So therefore, if our chanting is very distracted, can we purify the heart? Can we purify the heart if your chanting is distracted? Japa madboda, japa atara madre nam hridaya shuddhi agata. So unless we have a deep chanting, so and a focused chanting, our heart will not become purified, and we cannot establish our relationship with Krishna. So therefore, establishing this relationship with the Lord is very, very important. Okay? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So therefore, so today we learned the different kinds of the 5 different kinds of transcendentalists. So we have the atheists, so then we have the pious people, then we have the yogis, then we have the Mayavadis, and ultimately the devotees of the Lord. So should we all take to the path of devotional service and become devotees of the Lord, or take your mental path? So go as per your mind and become distracted in this world and lose focus, or should we become focused in spiritual life? So how does this focus come? So by focus means by focusing our mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. And especially coming to the association of devotees and taking various services connected with the Supreme Lord. See, every month, so the Acharyas have, the Lord has also given us a design, and the Acharyas have also given us a design as to how we can always keep our mind at the lotus feet of the Lord. So now, this month is the month of Kartik, so it's called as the Damodar Mass. So where all the devotees, we have all of us sitting here have got the wonderful gift of Krishna consciousness. But apart from this, don't you want the others also to get this mercy of Krishna consciousness? So then we should take this Damodar Mass very seriously, take to the path of Krishna consciousness. So in the month of Kartik, especially, so we can meditate on this wonderful pastime of Lord Damodar. So, andru boys ni pilavandi. So we can shift all the other things later. So konchep andru kusunte bagundi. Hare Krishna. So today we will be discussing on this wonderful pastime of Lord Damodar. So that you can all talk about Lord Damodar, this Damodar pastime. It is not that only the senior devotees have to do this job. You can also go door to door, discuss about the simple, wonderful pastime of Lord Damodara. Discuss about the simple, wonderful pastime of Lord Damodara. So tell them about the glories of the Kartik month. Tell them about the glories of lighting a lamp before Damodar. So, and give them a card. So we have published lot of Damodar cards for this month of Kartik. So you can all distribute this card free of cost. Make them offer the lamp every day. So here immediately can also make some special efforts going door to door whenever you are free in the evenings. So Bandita Mataji, Venkataratham Prabhu and all the Pradeep Prabhu, all the devotees of immediately you can do it here. And all the other devotees can do it in your respective places. So this is called as a special offer month. So especially for the new devotees and for the existing devotees to become more focused and oriented towards spiritual life. So by taking this special service, you will all become focused and oriented, and by giving this mercy to others, you will be pleasing the Lord and the devotees directly. So take this Kartik Mass very seriously in distributing this special mercy to others. So now we will be discussing the pastime of Lord Damodara and be discussing this pastime in brief so that you can all learn this pastime. So you can give the same pastime to all the other devotees and so distribute this mercy. Okay. So Mother Yashoda, so she was churning the butter and especially she had a very, very special kind of milk. So Nanda Maharaj had 9 lakh cows. So imagine this number. So how rich was Nanda Maharaj? He had 9 lakh cows, and out of the 9 lakh cows he had some special cows also called as the Pushpagandha cows. So these Pushpagandha cows used to give very special kind of milk which was fragrant. So special kind of cow and special kind of milk. So and this special kind of cow and milk was especially meant for Krishna. So Mother Yashoda used to specially take care in preparing this preparation of milk, butter and curd for Lord Damodar, so for Krishna. So and when she was preparing this, she used to boil the milk, and at the same time with the curd she used to keep churning the curd to take the butter out. So when she was churning the butter pot, she was churning the butter pot, so it so happened that the milk began to boil on the stove. When the milk began to boil on the stove, so Mother Yashoda, so in the meantime Krishna woke up from his bed. When he woke up from his bed, he came towards Mother. He was very, very hungry. So then he started demanding Mother Yashoda for milk. So Mother Yashoda started feeding Krishna. So when she was feeding Krishna and at the same time churning the butter, so the milk started boiling from the stove. So it was about to spill over. So here in the spiritual world we have to see that everything is conscious. Even the milk was conscious. So they were all becoming very depressed. So that Krishna is now having milk from Mother Yashoda. So if Krishna's stomach will become full, then this milk we will not be offered for the service of the Lord. So then they were almost on the verge of committing suicide. So they were all, the milk was boiling over and it was spilling over the stove. So then Mother Yashoda, because when we usually mothers, when they see that the milk is spilling over, we immediately run towards the stove. So Mother Yashoda also did the same thing. She put Krishna aside and she ran towards the stove to put the stove off. But what happened in the meanwhile? Krishna became very, very angry. Why Krishna became very angry? So she is more interested in taking care of the milk than taking care of me. So he became very angry. So finally he broke the butter pot. So when he broke the butter pot and all the curd and the butter, they came out and he stamped over the butter and he went out. So Mother Yashoda, after putting the stove off, when she came to see what Krishna had done, she was shocked. So what is the reaction of the mothers usually? They become very, very angry. So Mother Yashoda also became very, very angry. So to the extent that she took a stick and started chasing Krishna. So finally she chased him and she was not able to catch hold of Krishna. So who can catch Krishna? So nobody can catch Krishna unless Krishna voluntarily wants to get caught. So here we can see that Krishna is trying out this. Mother Yashoda is trying to catch Krishna. So finally she became exhausted and Krishna took pity on Mother Yashoda. So finally she is taking so much endeavor to catch hold of me. Let me surrender. So finally Mother Yashoda caught hold of Krishna. She tied him to a wooden grinding mortar. So Mother Yashoda caught him. So he bound him with the rope. So she was trying to bind him with the rope, but every time she was trying to bind him with the rope, it was falling 2 inches short. So then all the gopis around, they were all wondering, so why this is falling 2 inches short. Then they told Mother Yashoda, so you should somehow bind this fellow. So he is very, very naughty, mischievous. Somehow we have to bind him. So we will also get our ropes from our houses. So they all went, they got their ropes. So Mother Yashoda made a lengthy rope. Now she made the rope long. And again they were trying to bind Krishna. Was Krishna getting bound? Again the rope was feeling 2 inches short. So what was this 2 inches short meant for? What is this 2 inches? Why they were 2 inches? It was always 2 inches short. Yeah. So these 2 inches represents that one is our endeavor to catch hold of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. We can continue with the same speaker. So every time it was falling 2 inches short. This 2 inches short is always 2 inches short represents our endeavor to reach the Lord, our endeavor to reach Krishna. So what is this endeavor to reach Krishna? So many times our devotees, so they are more merciful than the Lord. They keep calling devotees, please come to our center. Please come for our Bhakti Vriksha program. So please come for Damodar Arati program. So all these endeavors are made by the devotees to invite devotees. These are all different endeavors made by the Lord, okay, to catch hold of the jiva. So to bring him back to Krishna, to bring him back to him. So all these different endeavors of the devotees, so they are all compared to the endeavor made by the monkey. See, there is the monkey, the child monkey, it holds on to the mother. And also there is the cat, which how the cat holds to the kitten, holds on to the kitten. If the cat wants to move the kitten from one place to another place, how does it do? With teeth, right? So with the mouth it catches hold of the kitten, and with the mouth it takes the child to another place. So this taking care of taking the child, mother kitten, the child kitten by the mother from one place to another place, what is that compared to? That is compared to the mercy of the Lord. So mercy of the Lord, and the child baby monkey holding on to the mother monkey, what is that compared to? The endeavor made by the jiva to hold on to the Lord. So out of these two, what is more important? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದಾ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಪ್ರಭುಗಳೇ? ಒಂದು ಬೇಬಿ ಮಂಕಿ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಬೇಬಿ ಮಂಕಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ? ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಅಂಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿ ಬೇಬಿ ಮಂಕಿ ಈಸ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಟು ದಿ ಮದರ್ ಮಂಕಿ. ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟು, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್? ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್? One is the kitten's endeavor, the cat's endeavor, or the baby monkey's endeavor. Which endeavor is more important? Huh? One by one you can raise your hand and answer. Baby monkey, mother, Sanagati Mataji is saying baby monkey. Pushpa Mataji is saying cat's endeavor. Baby monkey. Both are correct. We need both. So we need the mercy of the Lord. Say, this material world is created. So the jivas on their own, they cannot endeavor to come to the Lord. So therefore, the Lord is giving us the special mercy in the form of holy rivers, holy places, holy scriptures, holy name. So what is all this? This is all the mercy of the Lord. This is the mercy of the kitten. The cats endeavor to reach out to the kitten. Okay. So what are all this? These are all the special mercy of the Lord. If somebody wants to become a devotee, the Lord has given us all these facilities so that you can become a devotee. Is that true or not? Then the devotees of the Lord are there, the scriptures are there. So all these things are different endeavors made by the Lord so that the jiva can hang on to the Lord. Is that true or not? So then, when all these facilities are there, so we can neglect all these facilities, we can neglect coming here, we can also go to a movie. There is one new movie which has come now. So with a wonderful poster, Karantara. I think that poster is attracting everybody. So we can be there or we can be here also. So who is making this endeavor? So should we make the endeavor or not to hold on to the Lord, or we have to just say, anyway it is the duty of the Lord only. So the holy places are there, holy name is there, anybody wants to chant, let them chant and go, I will go to the movie. So both are important. Therefore Prabhupada writes in the purport of Srimad Bhagavatam, every jiva should endeavor to earn the mercy of the Lord. What should we do? We should endeavor. If you don't do that endeavor, you will not get the mercy. Every jiva should endeavor to earn the mercy of the Lord. So if you don't endeavor, it will not happen. So don't think that all these things are there. So it will be there for time immemorial. But you will not have this body. Because our time, as in the beginning of the class I told you, we have very limited time. Okay? The most valuable thing in life is the time. How are you going to utilize this time to hold on to Krishna or hold on to Maya? So if you want to hold on to Maya, it is up to you. So then Maya will take her own course, take you through the transmigration cycle of Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, amongst the 8,400,000 species of life, taking a cat's body, dog's body, so according to your desire. So if you don't irresponsibly spend time, do not utilize the time properly, then it is there for you. So the Lord is, as it is mentioned in this purport of Srimad Bhagavatam, the Lord will be present before you as cruel death. Okay? None of us want to see the Lord in the form of cruel death. So therefore the Mayavadis, they are all saying, they are all bringing up different proposals. So they are saying that the Lord has no form, but the Lord will come as horror personified in the form of death. Understood, no? So he is death himself. The Lord is death himself for a person who has not utilized his time properly to serve the Lord in this material world, who has understood this world as a hotel, not a hospital. Should we treat this world as a hotel or a hospital? Aspatrena, restaurant. Okay? So this, you should be intelligent enough. Therefore, buddhi yogam dadanvitam, Krishna says. So this buddhi yoga requires buddhi. So we have to become intelligent. So we have to become intelligent by become educated in the knowledge given by Krishna in the form of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. The Lord is giving us His knowledge. So this body is a favorable boat. This is to cross over the ocean of nescience. So and all the scriptures are compared to the, so the spiritual master is compared to the captain of the ship. And all the scriptures are compared to the favorable breezes which will guide the ship over the ocean of material existence. If we don't take this advantage, the scriptures are there, the captain of the ship is there, the sages are there, so the holy rivers, the holy dham, so the devotees are there. If we are not going to take these things seriously, who is going to be blamed? Ultimately, are we going to blame Lord for all the irresponsible things we do in this material world? And just pass on the buck to the Lord. Ultimately, Krishna is responsible for my problems. So whether I am suffering in this world or whether I am enjoying in this world, Krishna is responsible. Am I responsible or Krishna is responsible? Yeah? So unless we take responsibility, we are not going to make endeavor to correct ourselves. Okay? So therefore, Mother Yashoda finally was able to bind Krishna, because how Krishna agreed to get bound? So she said, my Lord, I cannot do. And finally, she made that endeavor, and out of love for Mother, Krishna surrendered. And finally, Mother Yashoda was able to bind Krishna. She bound Krishna. So, and finally, after binding, where did Krishna was bound by Mother Yashoda to a wooden grinding mortar. Okay? Then she went, anyway, this wooden grinding mortar is too big for Krishna to pull. So anyway, he is going to be here. But what did Krishna do? Krishna started pulling the wooden grinding mortar, and he went to the backyard of the house. So when he went to the backyard of the house, he found these two Yamalarjuna trees. So when Lord Krishna saw these two Yamalarjuna trees, whom did Krishna remember? Huh? Nalakura Manigriva. Pandita Mataji is saying Nalakura Manigriva, and Pradeep Prabhu is saying he remembered Narada Muni. He remembered Narada Muni. He remembered Narada Muni, and he also felt these two fellows, they are cursed by my devotee Narada. So now I have to fulfill the promise which my devotee Narada has given to these fellows. So he had made a promise that they will get liberated when I take birth in this, when I do my Leela in this material world. So therefore he remembered Narada Muni. So then he took the wooden grinding mortar between those two trees. The two trees were very, very strong. So very deep rooted trees, Yamalarjuna trees. So once there was a huge hurricane somewhere in America or somewhere. One Maharaj was saying, all the trees in that tornado or something, they all got uprooted. except for one tree. That was the Yamalarjuna tree. So it is a very deep rooted tree. So that tree did not get uprooted. So Krishna came between these two Yamalarjuna trees, and what did he do? He pulled them. Suppose if the tree is very strong, what is generally supposed to happen? What is generally supposed to happen? The rope should get cut. The rope should get cut, and the wooden grinding motor should be on the one end, and Krishna should be on the other end with this rope as a tail. Understood, no? But how did that rope have so much strength to pull that tree down? Where did the strength come from? Hare Krishna, Surapala Prabhu. ಆ ರೋಪ್ಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಶಕ್ತಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂತು? How did that rope get so much strength?
Because
endeavor made by Mother Yashoda. So because Krishna supplied that strength to the rope. Okay. So who gave that strength to the rope? Krishna. So Krishna gave that strength to the rope to pull the Yamalarjuna trees. Or else in the normal course that rope would get cut. So similarly, many devotees, one devotee or famous devotee, Radhesham Prabhu, he had this doubt. How did that rope get that strength? Because that rope is too short to pull these two Yamalarjuna trees. He is a mechanical engineer. So he was thinking, so how is it possible? So he had this doubt and he was asking many devotees. So how did this rope get this strength? Then devotees were saying, you are not supposed to ask such questions. This is the Leela of the Lord. So in the Leela of the Lord, all these things will happen. That is true. It is Leela of the Lord. But he got an answer in the commentary written by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakurpad. In the commentary written by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakurpad, so he is writing there that strength was supplied by Krishna to the rope to pull down the Yamalarjuna trees. Okay? So for all these difficult questions, you will get answers in the Acharya commentaries written by the Acharyas. So therefore, don't think that, so this is all just a Leela story, you can just hear like a story. Everything is perfect science. This is all Bhagavad Tattva Vijnana. So therefore, so the Leela of the Lord becomes very, very interesting for the devotees. The pastimes of the Lord are all wonderful. Okay. So finally the two Yamalarjuna trees came down, and who were witnessing all this Leela? The Leela was, all the Gopabalas, they were all witnessing this wonderful pastime. Krishna came between the trees, he pulled down the Yamalarjuna trees. The Yamalarjuna trees became flat. So there was a big thud. Okay. Big sound. To this sound, that entire Vrindavan, all the residents of the Vrindavan, they came running to the spot. What had happened? So, suppose a big tree falls down, will there be a big crashing sound or not? So, all the residents of the Vrindavan, they came running to see what had happened, and finally they saw that Krishna was along with the Ukal. So, the grinding motor. So, and Nanda Maharaj goes and picks up Krishna, and all the residents of Vrindavan, they were all wonderstruck. How come these two trees have fallen down? So who made these trees to fall down? So what this an act of another demon or what? So they were all thinking like that. So and all the boys, they were all telling Krishna, they were all telling the Gopas. Actually, who did it? Krishna did it. So who did it? Krishna did it. But did the Gopas have the faith that Krishna pulled it down? They were not having the faith. But who was the witness? The boys were the witness. So therefore, they were the Darshanikas. They are like the spiritual masters. So they can give the vision to see the Krishna, to understand the pastimes of Krishna. So therefore, Krishna promises in Bhagavad Gita. What he says? Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tektva deham punarjanma naiti mam eti saurjuna. So And one who understands the pastimes of the Lord will do not take birth again in this material world. You will not suffer here again. You can all go back to Krishna. So, and who is giving us the vision to see these pastimes? How will we understand these pastimes? Such wonderful pastimes. So who is giving us the vision? Chakshudan dilo jai janme janme Prabhu se. Divya Gyan Dev Prakash. So they will give us the vision to see this pastimes. Then you need not take birth again in this material world. Is that true or not? That vision is given by the Jnaninam Tattva Darshinaha. Tadvidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya Upadeshyanti Jnanam Jnaninam Tattva Darshinaha. So to understand this Tattva of Krishna, so you have to understand this Tattva through the medium of the Acharyas. So or else we cannot see this, we cannot have this vision to see the pastime of the Lord. See, there are many intelligent people in this world. Just like this Prabhu who had this question. How this rope did not cut into two? Understood, no? Jnaninam Tattva Darshinaha. So all these great acharyas, like the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad, Baladev Vidya Bhushan, so then Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Pad. So they are all giving us the vision. So they are all giving us the vision to see this wonderful pastime of the Lord. So to understand this pastime, to get attracted to His beautiful form, so to get attracted to these beautiful activities of the Lord. So unless we develop this vision to see the Lord through the vision of the Acharyas, so then we cannot understand these pastimes of the Lord. Is that true or not? Or else, will Krishna's pastimes be very attractive? Everybody will hear it as a, now lot of comic stories are coming, Krishna Leela. So when we want to show our children some Krishna pastimes, we play that, right? It will become like that, right? So will we get the vision to see the Lord unless we understand it through the vision of the Acharyas? So how Mother Yashoda surrendered finally? Mother Yashoda?
By pleading to Krishna.
By her endeavor to reach out to Krishna. Is our endeavor not important?
She'll plead to Krishna that let me bound to
Bind you. Is our endeavor important or not? Should we endeavor or not to reach out to the lotus feet of Krishna? Should we not reach out to the conditioned souls of this material world to bring them to Krishna? Should we not endeavor in the month of Kartik going out to distribute this mercy to everybody? So if we don't do this and please the Acharyas, they will not give us the vision to see the Leela of the Lord. So this endeavor to reach out to the fallen conditioned souls, going out to bring more fallen conditioned souls to the shelter of Krishna, giving them the Damodara lamp in the month of Kartik. So all these endeavors of yours will going to please the Guru Parampara, the Acharyas. So and finally the Lord will be pleased. Will we all make this effort in the special month of Kartik? Madana, prayatna madana. Okay? Andru prayatnistama? So Damodara arti చూపిస్తామా? అన్ని బద్ధజీవులు ఇంకా అంత బద్ధజీవుల్ని భగవంతుని ఒక ఆశయానికి తీసుకొని రావాలా వద్దా? So we should ourselves become purified. जन्म सार्थक करी करो परोपकार. भारत भूमिते जन्म होइलो जार जन्म सार्थक करी करो परोपकार. So we can also become janma sarthaka. We can also become purified. By this endeavor we can engage our mind which is completely distracted from the service of the Lord, from the service of the Guru Paramparas, from the service of the Guru. By this one small endeavor, make a small group of devotees, 2 devotees, 3 devotees can come together. We can find a temple, we can find an ashram. So go reach out to people, take their permission. So make them offer Damodara lamp. So why I narrated this pastime, so that you remember this pastime and you will narrate the same pastime when you go to the houses of the devotees. Okay? So I'm requesting all the devotees, kindly make this effort. How many of you want to endeavor to earn the mercy of the Lord this month of Damodar? Hari Hari, Hare Krishna.
Offering the lamp, there is some number for the feet.
For 4, 3, 2, 7.
What does it indicate?
So 4 on the lotus feet of the Lord, 2 on the waist, 3 on the lotus face, and 7 all over the body.
What does it? Why
So-
the number is specified?
So this number is specified in Hari Bhakti Vilas. So I don't know what is the significance of this number. Probably in the next class I can highlight on this. So we'll see what we can do in the next class. I will highlight on this practice. So should we do this or not do this? Okay, to conclude the class, I will end up with one last pastime which you can narrate during the Damodar month, so that you can narrate this pastime again. So there was one Latika, na? So there was one devout, one princess. So I don't know the name of the place. So she was the princess of a great king. So this princess, every day in the month of Damodar, so she used to take this special effort, special endeavor of lighting the lamp before the banyan tree, before in the compound of the Vishnu temple. So and also where the 4 streets of the 4 roads of the town or the village meet. So she was making this special effort and endeavor in the month of Kartik. Every year without fail she would do that. Every year without fail. So therefore one Brahmana, he was very curious to know from the princess why she was doing it. Her name was Latika. This is a story, not a concocted story. This is a story from Padma Purana. Okay. So Padma Purana mentions this story. So she made this special effort. So the Brahmana asked the lady, why are you doing this in the month of Kartik? So then the lady, because of her devotion to Lord Vishnu, she had the remembrance of the past life. So in her past, she told the history of her past life. So in her past life, so she was a rat, okay, in the temple of Vishnu. So, and one day, the pujaris, what they usually do, they offer the lamp in front of the Lord, so the front of in the Sanctum Sanctorium, in the presence of the Lord, they offer this lamp. So, and it was a ghee lamp. So, and this mice was very, very hungry that day, and the lamp was burning in front of the Lord. He wanted to go and have the ghee. So, he went to the lamp. So, and because he was very, very hungry, he wanted to hurriedly take the ghee. And in the whole thing, the fire accident happened. What the fire accident? The lamp, the oil fell over the mice completely, and the wicks fell on the body, and the wick also got in between the teeth of the mice. And because of the burning heat, the mice started jumping in a clockwise fashion before the Lord. So, and finally in the endeavor, she offered the lamp to the Lord, and finally her body got on fire, and she lost her life also. So, but the Lord, out of the causeless mercy, so though you do an unknowing devotion service, it's called as Ajnata Sukruti. Whether you knowingly worship the Lord or unknowingly worship the Lord, you will get the benefit of worshipping the Lord. So therefore, this rat or the mice, so she got that special mercy. So whether you touch the fire knowingly or whether you touch the fire unknowingly, the fire will burn you or not? The fire will burn you. Whether you knowingly submit to the Lord, surrender to the Lord, or unknowingly surrender to the Lord, you will get the special mercy. So the mice got the special mercy, as a result of which in her next birth she was born as the Princess Latika. That's the reason she remembered her past life. She also remembered that because I unknowingly did this devotional service to the Lord has given me this birth. So I have to make the best use of this human form of life. So therefore she in the month of Kartik, she made the special endeavor to offer the lamps, and also she made the others also offer the lamps to Vishnu. So by the virtue of her devotional service, many people got the benediction of the devotional service to the lotus feet of the Lord. So that is how in the month of Kartik, though she had a very, very lowly birth in her previous life as a mouse, she became a daughter, princess, and also had the remembrance of her past life of being a devotee and a devotional service to the Lord. So therefore, we are all awarded this gift of devotional service. Should we utilize this human form of life or not? So make this special endeavor. See, it's just a matter of duration of life. How are we going to utilize this? Whether we are going to utilize it for the service of the Lord and become intelligent and go back to Krishna, or take it as a hotel, as a place of luxury, so, and just make a useless endeavor and go nowhere. The choice is ours. What choice should we make? Buddhi yogam dadanvitum. So a devotee is intelligent and he should make an intelligent choice. Should we make intelligent choices, or we should make unintelligent choices?